when people talk about quitting alcohol, they love to focus on what you'll lose: your fun, your social life, your comfort. But they never talk about what you gain, and that's because most people, even those who've quit, don't understand what really happens after you stop drinking. They talk about hangovers, about health, about better sleep. And sure, those things are true. But what happens when you quit alcohol goes way deeper than that. Because when you remove alcohol, you're not just changing a habit, you're changing your chemistry, your identity, and your entire perception of life itself. And that's what I want to show you in this video: the 10 incredible things that happen when you finally stop drinking. But don't just watch this for information. Watch it for transformation, because by the time we get to the end, you'll realize that quitting alcohol isn't about losing control. 1. Your brain starts healing almost immediately. Within hours of your last drink, your brain begins recalibrating. For years, alcohol's been hijacking your neurotransmitters, boosting GABA to sedate you, spiking dopamine to fake happiness, and crushing serotonin so you'd keep needing another drink. When you quit, your brain panics at first. You feel anxious, restless, even sad. That's withdrawal, not punishment, but repair, because behind the chaos, your brain's rebooting. GABA levels rise naturally again. Dopamine starts firing at the right times, not just when you drink. Serotonin slowly returns, giving you emotional stability instead of chemical highs and crashes. Within a week, clarity returns, colors sharpen, your thoughts stop racing. It's like switching your brain from low power mode back to full capacity. And that clarity leads to something else, something almost everyone feels next. 2. Your energy comes back in waves. If you've been drinking for a while, your body has been in constant survival mode. Your liver, pancreas, and adrenals have been working overtime just to process poison. When you stop, all that energy finally becomes available again. You might feel tired the first few days, but once your body stabilizes, you'll feel something you haven't felt in years: genuine, sustained energy. You'll start waking up early without forcing it. Your mornings won't feel like punishment. They'll feel like possibility. And as your energy rises, so does your mood, because your brain and body are finally working together again. And that balance begins to show up on your face. 3. You start looking younger. Alcohol dehydrates every cell in your body, especially your skin. It steals water, vitamins, and collagen. That's why drinkers age faster: dull skin, red eyes, puffiness. Within 2 weeks of quitting, that all starts reversing. Your body begins holding hydration again. Inflammation drops. Capillaries repair. You'll notice your skin tone evening out, your eyes whitening, your jawline reappearing. It's not vanity, it's biology. Your body stops fighting daily inflammation and finally gets to do what it's designed for: repair. And when your outside starts reflecting your inside, something deeper changes too: your confidence. 4. Your confidence returns. Alcohol makes you feel confident by numbing the part of your brain that feels fear or doubt. It's not real confidence, it's a chemical anesthesia, but when you quit, your confidence comes from somewhere else entirely: self-trust. You start realizing that you can handle life, raw, real, and unfiltered. You can talk to people, socialize, take risks, all without a drug pretending to make it easier. And that shift changes everything. Because the kind of confidence that's built on clarity instead of chemicals doesn't fade when the bottle's empty. It compounds. And once your confidence grows, something else happens next. Something most people never expect. 5. Your relationships transform. When you're drinking, alcohol stands between you and every person you care about. It dulls your empathy. It amplifies your defensiveness. It numbs your ability to connect. But when you quit, the wall comes down. You start hearing people again, and not just listening, but understanding. You see your partner, your kids, your friends with new eyes. You show up differently. Calmer, more present, more grounded. And yes, sometimes that clarity hurts, because it makes you realize how much of your old life was built on avoidance. But that truth is also what rebuilds your relationships, not through apology, but through consistency. Not with words, but with presence. And that new sense of connection does something powerful to your brain. 6. You feel real happiness, not the synthetic kind. Drinking floods your brain with artificial dopamine spikes, the quick, dirty kind that fade just as fast. That's why you always needed just one more. When you quit, those artificial highs vanish, and for a short while, it feels like nothing can make you happy, because your brain's dopamine system is rebooting. After a few weeks, you start feeling real pleasure again, the kind that doesn't depend on a substance. You enjoy food again. Music hits differently. Conversations feel fulfilling instead of forced. You don't need chaos to feel alive anymore. And when that natural happiness returns, your body follows suit. 7. Your body starts rebuilding itself. Inside your body, every organ is healing. Your liver starts regenerating within 7 days. Your heart rhythm stabilizes. Your immune system strengthens. Your digestion resets. And as inflammation drops, your risk of cancer, heart disease, and liver failure plummets. Even your hormones start normalizing. Cortisol drops, testosterone rises, estrogen balances. You stop storing fat around your midsection and start burning it again. And that physical strength gives you emotional strength. Because the better your body feels, the more your mind trusts it again. And when your mind trusts your body, your future starts to open up. 8. You start thinking about your future again. When you're drinking, your world shrinks to the 24 hours. The next drink, the next hangover, the next excuse. But when you quit, your vision expands. You start thinking in days, weeks, years. You start dreaming again. Your ambition comes back. You start setting goals that used to scare you, and then this time, you follow through. That's because your brain's reward system isn't hijacked anymore. You can finally delay gratification, the single biggest predictor of long-term success. But as you start growing, something else shifts. Something on a spiritual level. 9. You reconnect with who you really are. Alcohol didn't just dull your body, it dulled your identity. It numbed the voice inside you that said, "There's more to life than this." When you quit, that voice gets louder. You start remembering what actually matters, what makes you curious, what makes you peaceful, what makes you proud. It's not about becoming someone new. It's about remembering who you were before alcohol convinced you to forget. And once you reconnect with that version of yourself, you realize something incredible. You were never broken. You were just buried. And that realization creates the most beautiful thing that happens when you quit drinking. 10. You find real peace. Peace isn't the absence of alcohol. It's the absence of chaos. It's waking up without dread. It's falling asleep without guilt. It's having nothing to hide and nothing to escape from. That peace is what you were searching for in the bottle all along. You just didn't know it. Because the truth is, alcohol never made life easier. It only made you forget how to live it. When you quit, you finally remember. You stop running from yourself and start coming home to yourself. And that peace, that quiet, grounded clarity becomes your new normal. That's when you realize quitting wasn't about giving something up. It was about getting something back. So those are the 10 incredible things that happen when you quit drinking. your brain heals. Your body regenerates. Your confidence, your energy, your relationship, all of it begins to rebuild. But there's something else that happens next. Something most people miss, because once you're sober, you start seeing other people differently. You notice the ones who still seem fine, the ones who drink every night but never look drunk, the ones who say, "I've got it under control." You start seeing what's really going on beneath the surface. You see the exhaustion behind their jokes, the anxiety behind their smiles, the denial hiding behind the word functioning. And once you understand that dynamic, once you see the truth about what it really means to be a high-functioning drinker, you'll never envy that lifestyle again. So if you're ready to see that truth, click the video on the screen now, because the next few minutes will open your eyes to what's really happening behind the mask, and it might just change how you see everyone around you.